Yeah, if we can take a look at the bracket real quick before we start this next highlight reel, we can see that both the teams that I think both of the teams that are making it in the grand finals only lost one match or one game. I'm sorry, so far in this top bracket, and they just won the semifinal matches 3-0. So 2 3-0 teams going to go into grand finals. Again, Deadbeats is the team to beat, and if it goes to Game 5, I see Deadbeats winning just because that's definitely an E-Leader map, and I think Day is good, but I also don't know how much experience they have playing with Day. However, if Deep Blues can get some early momentum, Port Mackerel, you don't need a sniper. Black Belly Skate Park, you don't need a sniper. Walleye Warehouse, you sort of do. Kelp Dome, you definitely don't need a sniper. And Bluefin, you definitely need a sniper. That is the most sniper required map in the game. That's actually a map where double sniper works, even in this aggressive meta. So yeah, we're going to go ahead and let Blake on the dashboard go ahead and take us to the next team highlight, and we'll be back soon.
The High Tide era is, well, basically a family that's been active within the Splatoon community for quite a while. We do a lot of things together like watching movies and playing Smash, but it's our love for Splatoon that's kept our group together and helped us form a close bond. And we're all excited about continuing this way into Splatoon 2. It would mean a lot to us. I mean, holy crap. The thought of going to E3 with my friends, that's definitely something to get excited about. And not only that, but even though I already feel pretty accomplished about making it this far, winning the whole tournament would fill us with lots of joy. I don't have a particular reason for how we will win, but I do know that we'll try our best. I feel that we play very well together because we are close with each other, and you know what? That's all we really need.
All right, thanks to High Tide Era for showing us that. I hope you all had a little... I know the first time I saw that I was kind of blown away. But once again, we want to throw a shout out to those teams that maybe didn't make it as far. And we're now going to throw a shout out to the winner of our drawing. So if you remember, one random team, there was a drawing, and the winning team gets copies of Splatoon 2, if I'm not mistaken. And we do have the winner right now, and that winner is going to be... Endless Oceans. Congratulations to Endless Oceans for winning this drawing, winning the raffle. They will receive those copies just for entering. And thank you again to Battlefy. Sweet, sick prizes. But now we're going to go into not the grand finals match. We're actually going to be going into the bronze match. Because remember, third place does win pretty decent prizes here. They do get copies of Splatoon 2 and the figure. So the difference between fourth and third place is actually a copy of Splatoon. And we're going to be watching here from the perspective of Lost Factions Boo. And if you check the bracket here, you can see just kind of how this ended up going. We are going to see Kairos versus Lost Faction. So, yeah, looking forward to this. This will be using the same map list as the grand finals match. So we are finally going to see a little bit of Rainmaker action here. Rainmaker being the final competitive mode in Splatoon. My personal favorite mode. And it's... I don't know. Hitzel, what would you say about, I mean, some people have called it football. I could go on and on about this, but I'll give you the chance here. What do you think about it?
Yeah, so the way the three rank modes in Splatoon compare at the most basic level is if Splat Zones is the game mode with the most momentum, where a team that gets an advantage tends to keep their advantage. And Tower Control is the neutral game type, where an advantage sort of carries over, but it's not too much. Rainmaker is the mode where a gained advantage does not carry over easily.
Nope.
So it's easiest to make a comeback in Rainmaker. It's hardest to make a comeback in Splat Zones, and tower control is just right. Now, my personal favorite game mode is tower control because of that. And of course, there are other details about these modes that stop tower control from being the best, or any of them from really being much better than the others. But Rainmaker is really fun. It works similar to what we saw, right? So there is an objective. You have to physically take that objective and move it to the enemy base. The same is in tower control, as opposed to Splat Zones, what we saw earlier, which was kind of like a king of the hill thing where the objective stays in one spot. Mm-hmm. The difference between Rainmaker and tower control is in tower control, you have to stand on the tower and slowly move yourself. Let the tower move because you're touching it to get to the enemy base. That's what we just saw. Rainmaker, you physically pick it up and run with it. Now, you do move slower when you have the Rainmaker. You cannot use your primary weapon. You're forced to use the Rainmaker itself, which is kind of like a... let's go ahead and do a time check. I'm at 56, 55,
54.
53,
Nice.
52. Awesome, cool. We're synced up. The Rainmaker itself is kind of similar to the Inkzuka special that we've been seeing out of Tenatex. However, the difference between the Rainmaker and the Inkzuka is while the Inkzuka is very fast, fires instantly and goes a long distance, and is thin, the Rainmaker is very slow. You have to charge it up, and it is very wide. So you can get one-shot kills with Rainmaker. If you fire the Rainmaker Tornado, anyone that it touches will die, but it's very slow, and it's a little bit hard to actually get kills with it reliably. It's a little bit stronger on land. I will say that when you play on land, the way the hit detection works, the Rainmaker is just stronger on land. That's the way it is. But when you're online, it requires a little bit more prediction because it takes a little bit for the internet. Yeah, technical stuff. Blah, 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 blah. It's better on land, whatever. But it does mean, even on land, it does mean that in order to push the Rainmaker, you have to put your team at a disadvantage. So while you have to put your team at a disadvantage in tower control by standing on the dangerous tower, you have to put your team at a disadvantage
by losing a main weapon.
By losing a main weapon, and also being very slow. And the other important thing is when the enemy team has the Rainmaker, and sometimes in some other situations where it hasn't picked up yet, when one team has the Rainmaker, the other team gains a lot of special meter. So if you're not aggressive with your Rainmaker pushes, or if you pick up the Rainmaker when you shouldn't, or if you pick up the Rainmaker and the enemy team stalls you, they get a ton of meter at it, and their whole team gets a ton of meter out of it. So it can be very devastating if you push the Rainmaker improperly, or if you try to. It's very nuanced. You have to know what you're doing. It's a very nice game type, in my opinion, and we're headed into it. So start of the match. There's some kills back and forth, and I don't know. What do you expect out of these teams?
Well, the first thing that I want to say is, Rainmaker in and of itself leads to, it's a very, how do I say, burst, like streaky, I guess you could say. Things can swing very, very quickly. Yes. So right now what I'm seeing is I like the balance that this comp has, the comp that we're watching with Lost Faction and watching Boo from Lost Faction. I like, there's a good mix of invincibility specials and a little bit of range here. Of course, the custom range blaster, Pixel going to be rocking the T-Tech. Mm-hmm. So honestly, I'm really just kind of looking to see, especially on this map, who can advance it to the other team's, I guess, kind of spawn corridors. Right. Because in this map especially, and one thing that in Rainmaker, it's worth noting, tower control, it moves back to the center. Rainmaker, if you don't move the Rainmaker, as you see a great pachink by Boo, if you don't move the Rainmaker ain't going to move itself. You've got to do something about it. What in the world? Okay, you've got to do something about the Rainmaker. So whoever can make the first big push and get into that powerful position is going to have a much, much easier time, almost playing defense, but like an aggressive sort of defense.
Yeah. It can't be passive. It has to be oppressive.
Right. And
oh my God,
again!
That's timing.
Zutter, oh my God, okay, almost got another one. I thought we were going to see another one there. But yeah, I'm looking to see who can get that first big push on this map especially, because it can be very hard, because you have to worry about all three of the lanes when you're trying to make your push, so a lot of moving parts.
Nice kill there on the Rainmaker. Yeah, you kind of have to get it to 30 to start actually being scared. That's when the Rainmaker's in pass court. Rainmaker tends to kind of hang out in either one of the enemy's courts or in these middle lanes. You have to get it from these three middle lanes, these traditional, left main, left, middle, and right lanes, to these these two other corridors, these kind of streets, enemy streets. Once you get the Rainmaker past this point and down to 30 points, that's when it starts to be a sizable lead, because it's very hard to actually get past this point if the enemy team's alive, if you don't have a ton of specials and stuff like that.
Right, and now you're going to see one thing that, for those of you who don't know, the Rainmaker has a shield, and you have to pop that shield in order to grab it. And whichever side pops that shield, it's a big, big, big area of effect and damage. It covers a lot. So right now, that Rainmaker is free to be grabbed. But as soon as someone grabs it and dies with it, you have to move through that. And somebody grabs it and sneaks it to the other way.
Oh my gosh! Oh my god! Look at this score. All right, this is a big deal. The Rainmaker being pushed to 11 is huge. Pretty much what has to happen is Kairos needs to push the Rainmaker, make pretty much what would normally be a game-winning push, and then wipe the opposing team again. As we can see that maybe a little bit to the left, you can see there's like a little pedestal where the Rainmaker is supposed to go. That spot is visible from the enemy spawn, so you have to actually kill everybody to get it past that 11-point mark and get it up the ramp. But Boo going to kind of put a stop to that, going to get these kills, more deaths in the middle of the map. Boo has Kraken, he has the like depletion, just going to pick it up, take the Rainmaker, and honestly, as soon as his teammates start dying, he should even consider being a little bit risky and letting himself die. Oh no, he can't do that now because his teammates are dying, but he has given the enemy team a lot of meter, and if he dies, he's going to have like depletion. Okay, this ain't so bad. This ain't so bad.
No.
All of his teammates are alive. He's going to be able to come back and get Kraken off this. Look at that special saber that he has on his gear. He only lost like an eighth of his meter. You know what I mean? That's like, what, 2 bombs and a blast?
Yep.
He's going to have Kraken.
That was a bomb, 2 blasts. There you go. You called it. But yeah, you saw already there just how much time went off the clock there from really absolutely nothing, you know. Some specials went off, some squids died, but, you know, so much time has gone by because it is so difficult once you... Yep, there it goes. Okay. Gonna miss the one, gonna go for Zutter, not gonna be able to get Zutter.
No, don't go after Zutter, just make sure the Rainmaker doesn't like move right like that. Rainmaker gets pushed back. Yeah, he's fine, he stays alive.
The Rainmaker wasn't able to advance at all, and you see that Rainmaker, that counter on top of the Rainmaker always come into effect, but if you're holding onto that when that count reaches 0, you just explode there. And anyone who's near you on your team also explodes. So it's with 30 seconds left, they've got to make a big thing, although 2 down on the part of Lost Faction. We'll see if they're able to get anything. Tinsel gonna jump back into the action. And I think Boo's going to build Kraken and just going to wait.
Yeah, and only 30 seconds left. Honestly, at this point, just suicide push the Rainmaker. And by suicide push, I mean to have the Rainmaker just suicide push himself. Well, everyone else just backs up and stays alive. Oh, that's not what happened, though. Only the Rainmaker was supposed to die. Everybody else is supposed to stay alive. Now, the opposing team, not likely that to win, but they do have that Kraken from Zutter. And oh, the Whale going to go down street. Get some kills here.
Something could happen.
Situation, though. Don't really know if they're gonna be able to do this though. There's a lot of members of Kairos dying, and the other Lost Faction members in the middle of the map are able to put a stop to that, and that is going to be 1-0. Hello, Boo. You can see his face on stream. I don't know if stream can see that, but if we're still showing that, but yeah, Boo's gonna turn on his webcam, and like. I don't know why I think that's
Hello,
funny.
Boo. But yeah, we talked earlier, the thing that we talked about with whoever could make that first push and get it there. I mean, you saw it. It was exactly as advertised. They made that first push. You know, eventually the other thing is when you're making that kind of aggressive push, eventually if the other team slips up once, you can just grab the Rainmaker and push it forward a little bit further. And you know, there's so many ways to approach Rainmaker. Sometimes it's that one big push, sometimes it's just that gradual, just kind of body punches almost, just a little further, drains the time. And that's why this is my favorite mode. There's so many different ways to do it, and it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, definitely. And Boo going to potentially go a quick response stealth jump CRV build. I know that. Oh no, okay. Oh no, it's Rainmaker. You don't need stealth jump. That's smart. The quick respawn.
Black Belly.
yeah. Black Belly Rainmaker. So this game mode is probably the swingiest game mode in the game.
Probably.
If Salt Spray Zones that we played earlier was the most slippery slope game mode in the game, this is the least slippery slope game mode in the game. So this is the game mode where you definitely want to keep yourselves alive, and you want to make sure that your pushes are very well coordinated, very purposeful, and very relentless. Because you just don't want to get a lead early and then just sit it on this game type. Because the longer you do that, the closer your losses to being inevitable, to be completely honest. Resvick going to go ahead and hop out. There's going to be a hyper offense team. Not even a hyper offense team. This is 2 teams that are actually pretty well rounded. Zutter is going to be a problem again. That range, that ability to build Kraken on Black Belly for the heavy deco is pretty high. Luckily, Toon-Chan with the L3D is playing right now, and that weapon gains Kraken, probably the fastest Kraken building weapon in the game, if we're going to be honest here. And Zutter just going to take a blast to the face, but where is the Rainmaker? The Rainmaker's over to the left. Boo is not in position. Hopefully his teammates are going to be able to stall that long enough. And okay, so everything's fine. The Rainmaker actually gets pushed back to the enemy side.
I think Toon took it out.
Yeah.
So I really like old Dynamo. Okay, I really like what Boo did there, holding down that what we call half pipe. You know, one of the things that's so important in Rainmaker is playing away from the Rainmaker as well, because you know, if you just focus on where the Rainmaker's going, you're going to get flanked. There were 2 right there. Boo managed to get both of them. Can he get Zutter? No, can't get Zutter. And what little push that was is now going to be put to bed. So now Boo's going to try to do the same thing that was just done to them. Okay, never mind, going to go back to the center. But when you choose to go down half pipe is like, I don't know. I love this map because of the flanks that come through half pipe. And it looks like Boo's going to maybe slowly get there. Nope. Echolocator shutting that one down.
So half pipe going to the left, pushing Rainmaker left does not get you points until you're really, really deep into enemy base. And taking it right gets more points. But taking it right puts you at more risk if you die. So it's kind of a decision making. Ooh, nice killing better. It's kind of a decision making thing where if you have a lot of control and you're confident in what's about to happen, you can take it mid. If you are just trying to be safe, take it left.
And there you see the Rainmaker shield, best weapon in the game.
Yeah, the Rainmaker shield. Shout-outs to the Splashdowns special, which is going to be in Splatoon 2, which pretty much lets you fire one of those off by yourself. Looks super cool if you come down from if you super jump to a teammate, and nice bomb. If you super jump to a teammate and activate the special as you end, when you hit the ground, it makes pretty much a Rainmaker explosion, which is pretty cool. But
yeah, that's a wipe!
Yeah, that's a way.
This is huge right now. Here, Boo's got to get into a position where he can put some fire down here. Boo's gonna be able to get Zutter.
Oh, Zutter lived.
What? No, Zutter lived. Oh,
the defense helping him out right there. Probably survived with like 3 HP. You know,
play from Zutter there. That was a wipe in this game. A wipe in this map mode almost certainly spells defeat. But oh, speaking of defeat, no, 22. 22 is great, but it's not. 22 is not a winning push by any means.
We're still playing, so
yes,
that's enough. He's got to be very careful. He gets Kraken here, very good. Don't die to Zutter. Zutter is not really in a good position. Use the Kraken. Yeah, go ahead and use it. Go ahead and push up. I think that Boo's going to be forced to. Oh no! Boo's Kraken ends right as he presses the jump button, so he kind of like skippity-doo-dahs his way to death right there.
And that was a horrible position too, because if it had gone off a little bit earlier, he could have shot him. But yeah, kind of the worst of both worlds. Okay, this is big. They've got 2 people up there, kind of leading the charge. Inkzuka coming out on spawn. Boo's got to get up there.
Rainmaker to 5.
All right, and Toon is up there right now. Boo gonna get a kill here.
Nice kill.
Splash. That's the win.
Game 2. All right, very dominant performance so far from Lost Faction. Kairos definitely has put on a. They've shown that they're good. They've been beating teams that we thought that they weren't going to beat a little bit. We talked about Kairos last week and how it's just such a huge group that even though a lot of their team members can't show up, they still have 4. You know what I mean? A lot of the teams that signed up were pickup squads because you have to be over 18, you have to be from America. So it's like, oh, we can't let players play, or this kid's too young, or something like that. And it looks like they accidentally started the lobby while someone was subbing, so they're gonna go ahead and restart that lobby. But yeah, I'll just continue as we're setting up the next the next match. The fact that Kairos unfortunately wasn't able to sign up some of the European players, etc., I think is what gave them the lower seed. So I think some people were expecting them not to do that well, but then getting 2 top 4 is pretty impressive. And that being said, the fact that Lost Faction, which is a pickup squad, is doing this well against them is also impressive. You know what I mean? Not that these players have never played with each other before, but it's honestly, I didn't expect this much momentum.
Yeah, huge stuff right now, and yeah, just great stuff all around here. And 1 second here.
Mm-hmm.
That is a 3. It is a 3 out of 5, though, right? Correct? Still? Yeah.
Yeah. It's 3 out of 5 all the way.
Okay. Cool. So wait, did Boo hop out of the match then to bring in Resbit?
I'm not sure. I'm gonna go ahead and open up Resbit's stream. Oh wait, he's moving his.
Okay,
Let's real quick see if we can find out if Resbit is streaming this. If we can have the change perspectives. Oh, it looks like Boo is actually joining Resbit, so we can stick with Boo. I think that we should stick with Boo, and he's gonna be joining the lobby now.
Okay, yeah, now we're back into it. So, anyway, I was gonna start talking about the next match, but I was confused for a minute. Like, they've been out of lobby for a while now. Okay, so, what's next? So, Walleye. I was going to talk about Walleye Warehouse Rainmaker because for those of you who don't know, Walleye is considered one of the more neutral maps in Splatoon. Some people would call it the most neutral map. It gets a lot of memes, you know, T-Tex only, Walleye Warehouse, no items, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I was about to say we might see 2 blasters come up here because of... With this map can you know, the last one is you have to dunk it to win, but in this one you can just see so many back and forth pushes, and that's all of Rainmaker especially. But there's a lot of flat ground.
Okay, we're gonna, sorry to cut you off, but we're gonna need the time check before we start this one off.
Oh yeah, good call.
25, 24.
We're okay, synced up perfectly.
22. We're good.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thanks.
And the sides there, the 2 different ways that you can choose to get to middle outside of just going straight up middle. Blasters really have a fun time there because they can just kind of rain the burst damage and the splash damage there. But I don't know.
Well, what? I think aside from the fact that snipers are kind of good on this map, I think that of all the maps in the game, the most amount of weapons, the highest amount of weapons is viable here.
Yes.
I think that as long as you have a long-range presence, you can kind of run whatever you want, which is a little bit weird that this map is like that. And, you know, there's like that, you know, that Final Destination Fox only no items meme. If there's a meme like that for Splatoon, it is Splat Zones, Tenatex only, Walleye Warehouse. And we're not playing an all Tenatech game, and we're not playing Splat Zones, but this is probably considered overall to be the most balanced weapon in the balanced map in the game. And this could potentially be the last match, the last game of this bronze match. So let's see how it plays out.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to, like, right here, we said this way back in a Port Mackerel match, actually, losing this middle area being a big deal right here. And right now, I think we're finally going to see what I was talking about earlier. Boo maybe going to go up here with some supportive Resbit. Now has that Kraken. I know it would like the direct on Zetter. Wow, Zetter somehow get the rain, but Zetter got to the Rainmaker. Very smart play by Zetter. Octopop's going down. Boo can't really...
That wall's kind of scary right now. Yeah, I was going to say, he really didn't have any choice. I don't even know what he should have done there. Maybe perhaps just start spamming projectiles where they could come from, but then the enemy could come from like 3 different directions there, so Boo was just kind of trapped.
Right. The enemy can come from 3 different directions, and you know, you can push up in those 3 different directions too, which is what's fun. Nice Pachink, very good direct there from Boo. And now Boo's going to be able to use the range here to kind of displace this Dynamo with chooses to do it with the bomb there. But the custom range blaster can hit really that entire center area from being, you know, down here at the bottom. And I know that's where Boo's looking. Boo's tried to go for it 3 or 4 times, but now Zutter's there. So
Zetter has Kraken.
Yep,
that's unfortunate right there.
3 down.
Oh no. Rainmaker pushing. Lead is lost. Enemy's going to be moving up here. Special goes down. Whale going to push people back on the right side of the map, but unfortunately the Whale didn't really do much trade against Zutter. Dynamo trying to pop Rainmaker. 3v2 situation right now. Stealth Jump's probably coming in. Boo really close to Kraken, but if the Rainmaker push goes too fast, he won't be able to use it. But if this is a successful push, Boo will be able to use that Kraken during a counter push. Will be a big deal.
Right now they have to play defense, so you see all 3 of the remaining members. Yep, don't die to pop. Toon, okay, I think Toon just made a huge play.
Yeah, I think he got some kills over there. He might have used his Kraken. Toon, that really good L3D player. L3D, a nozzle nose like we talked about before, those kind of magnum weapons, the 3-round burst weapons. L3D, a very technical one. Boo is going to play it smart. He's going to just play the Rainmaker off the side of the map, go ahead and suicide with it. That responds the Rainmaker to the middle, and Boo has all that special saver, so he's going to retain his meter and get good positioning for his team. So that's really good. Rainmaker does get picked up, but Rainmaker also gives his team meter. So as long as this Rainmaker is stopped and some kills happen, this is going to be a good look for that Rainmaker play jumping off the map. Just wanted to clarify that because sometimes you see someone jump off the map and you think he made a mistake. Ooh, Kraken.
Kraken's just chasing each other.
Zutter.
And I'm not sure that anything came from those 2 Krakens.
No, they just kind of forced each other.
Yeah, they just kind of forced each other to move around.
It is what it is. Oh, Zutter just going to be very aggressive. I'm just picturing that situation from Zutter's perspective where he just kind of, he pushed up, he Kraken, he baited another Kraken, he popped up, he swung around to a good flanking spot, and he pushed back in, and oh no, not 12 points! Not 12 points! Okay, that's actually kind of significant because 12 points is the highest amount of points that you can get without actually getting up onto the enemy spawn platform. If you paint the wall and kind of embed yourself in the wall, the game will think that you're walking on the platform above and give you 12 points. There's a lot of Rainmaker pushes in this game that you can abuse the game's misunderstanding of where you are when you climb walls in certain spots, and that's one of them. And like we said, if there's a tie score where both teams get 12 points, the team that got there first will win. So
is that a wall? Yep.
Yeah,
no, it was a whale.
Whale.
I thought he just walked right into a wall there.
Yeah. But yeah, to finish that point, if Lost Faction just runs the Rainmaker in a straight line towards the enemy spawn and doesn't climb up the ramp and just kind of mashes the Rainmaker's face on the wall, they'll gain the lead, and then it'll be harder for Kairos to come back from that lead because of the tying mechanics. So this could be big if they get it to 12 points in the next 56 seconds.
I think this is about the third or fourth time that Lost Faction has tried to push up this left alleyway and just hasn't gone as we see enough play there.
Another Rainmaker play.
Yeah, they haven't. There hasn't really been a whole lot doing going up that left side. So now that Boo
maybe they
Kraken,
should take it mid and right and flank right.
Yeah, they definitely need to get somebody up there to flank right. Prime in a pretty good position right now, a prime position, if you will. All right, here's what we need. Boo's going to come up here. Boo's going to try to displace anything. Kraken going to crash.
Position. After that Rainmaker pops, just pop Kraken. Honestly. Oh, what a nice direct! He's going to save a. Yeah, he's going to save a lot of time on his Kraken because he got that direct. The kill was direct, not the Kraken. But unfortunately, not to make the hugest play from that, but this is a lot of momentum. And if Lost Faction just keep putting pressure, get the kills, they can make something happen. But they're going to have to grab the Rainmaker in the next few seconds and just move it about 10 feet that way. No, a grenade goes off.
Oh, the grenade!
Oh no,
that is going to be it. Well, I guess the Rainmaker actually got away there. I'm not sure how the Rainmaker got away. So there is still life to be had. Okay, so Boo's got to get in here right now. Oh, the whale. Boo's going to die to the whale. That clock's still ticking. I'm not sure that there's many people left to defend, although the Rainmaker gets in the action themselves. And
gotta hurry up, because when that timer on top of the Rainmaker reaches 0, the Rainmaker pops and kills the user, and then there's no coming back from that once you're in overtime. Once the Rainmaker dies, overtime is over. So, oh no! Oh, how did he not die to that bomb? What? No!
How are these bombs like
no!
No! I was about to say they're gonna have to get rid of the dynamo there.
Yeah.
And the dynamo just has so much reach from up there. I'd like to go back and talk about when Boo got that direct and then used that Kraken, because that was really the play to be had there.
Yeah,
got the kill there, used the Kraken, but then really not much came to the Kraken. And then instead of going after Zutter, Boo kind of backed up and gave his team a chance to super jump to him. But that was, I guess, not really the turning point of that match, but that was the play to be made. I don't know. Do you think he could have played that any differently?
No, I think that what he did was really optimal, and I think that he pretty much did what he had to. I don't really know if perhaps there were some things happening off screen that are kind of telling of why that didn't work out. But there was a lot of what ifs in that match. At the end, even though it was like 48-13, what the score was, that was almost a full wipe, and the Rainmaker was already popped, and the area near the Rainmaker was already painted, which means the Rainmaker could have swam through it. So if that dynamo had died, anyone on Lost Faction could have picked up the Rainmaker and just ran in a straight line towards that wall we talked about, right underneath that platform. As long as someone shot at that wall and painted it, the Rainmaker could just hit the jump button, gotten 12 points. That would have been the game. So it was a lot closer than we thought. Honestly, I just think that I think that the thing to do right wasn't like, oh, how could they have made this crazy comeback in a situation where they sort of could have had a crazy comeback. I think the better way to look at it is, why did they lose the lead that much in the first place to be forced to do something like that where everything has to go perfectly? And I think they like wiped or something at the beginning, like the 1/3 point or something. Either way, their mishaps earlier in the match is what they criticize, and not at the end. Either way, still really fine play from both teams, as we're going to go here into game number 4 on Kelp Dome.
Kairos doing a great job. They're giving themselves one more chance here. They were down 2-0, but saying we're not quite done yet. We got a little bit more fight. So Kelp Dome, if I'm not mistaken, this is the first time we'll have seen Kelp Dome today.
Yeah, and I think Kelp Dome, for those watching from other games, especially like arena shooters like Halo and such, this is the most traditional shooter-like map I can think of. It is a top-mid structure with a lower bottom mid structure around that, with lots of high points that surround that top mid structure and let you approach under and above from different angles. And a lot of Splatoon maps have kind of limited ways to get back into the middle of the map. This map is not so. While it's a little bit sketchy, maybe in Splat Zones, not. Oh, what is happening with the Rainmaker? The Rainmaker's clicking fast. No one seems to be in position.
No. He's got these Boo needed that. Okay, that was big. That direct was huge there. Able to save a little bit of time on his Kraken. He's going to jump. He's going to take it the other way. Yeah,
get it out of here. Get out of here. There's an enemy over here. They need to be very careful. I actually think Boo should have just gone right and just jumped up to the middle of the map. He gets a kill. dies to a whale. I don't think that anyone is actually in position to punish this. Okay. Yeah. So that could have been a bad situation. Sometimes you just want to get the Rainmaker out of the base, because if he dies in the base, the Rainmaker's there, and the enemy just picks it up, that's devastating. 36 is a little bit of a scary number to be losing to, but it's the very beginning of the game, and you have plenty of time to do it, and the more time that's left on the clock, the more likely that the enemy team playing defensive is to make a mistake and lose. So it's not that big a deal. That being said, Kairos has a lot of members going down. I think one member of Kairos is stopping this Rainmaker from pushing over here to the right, who's going to make sure that no one's trying to flank. And they are pretty close to gaining the lead here. If they keep getting these kills, if they keep pushing Kairos back, it's just inevitable. It's just a matter of time before this push turns into something successful. One special going down. They got that special from Lost Faction having the Rainmaker and giving meter. Another member going down. Lost Faction members actually starting to die here, so this could be a slow push out. Boo near Kraken, but I don't really know what the positioning is like for the other members of his team right now.
No, and you saw there were only 5 seconds left on that. They were doing a good job of defending their Rainmaker from being attacked, but at the same time, they weren't really able to get much in the way of a push. So call out there from Pixel, and a call out by way of the Echo Locator as well. Right. The thing that was really kind of giving them trouble there is, once again, that Dynamo is another very timely whale coming out. Right now, they, in this, to get past that bottleneck, and that opening push, one of the things that makes this map so hard is getting past this bottleneck. And, well, we do see a Kraken here. Kraken is ready. Kraken is online. Okay, that's a big echolocator. They have stackable specials here.
Yeah, there's a lot of specials ready. I think Toon has another Kraken up front. Boo can just crack him. Yes! Yeah, okay. What we need. Oh no, Rainmaker goes down. Whoa! Don't let this Luna kill you. Don't let this happen. Oh, back up. Nice kill. Rainmaker pops.
This should be the lead.
Being pushed back. Splash damage. Yes, there's a lead. Alright, 2v2 situation. Just stay alive. Don't turn this into a crazy wipe that somehow lets them come back. Just get map control and push again. Just make sure you push again and don't play too defensive right now. And I think Kairos is going to have a big amount of difficulty pushing back.
Yeah, and getting past that center area, I think they might just try to jump it off here. Boo. Okay, never mind. They don't want to give up possession of it that easily, but nice. Good shot there. The stackable specials, there's a reason that you would run 2 invincibility specials. A lot of people talk about tower control as if that's the, lol, spam invincibility specials. No, but really, Rainmaker, the power that comes with double Kraken and Rainmaker, absolutely not to be understated, as we see another echolocator come down here. And once again, it's going to be a matter of, we're getting down to about a minute left, and every Rainmaker grab that you get becomes precious.
Yeah, and like we were talking about earlier, beginning of the match, 30-point that you need to come back. It's scary, but it's not that bad. But now this is a minute left and 14 points to come back from. That's scary. That means that every single time the Rainmaker makes a move, it's very significant. The objective is becoming more and more important as we get towards the end of the game. Almost like Turf War, I guess, but the only reason it's like that is because of what's happened earlier on in the game. So, nice bomb kill right there from Boo. Keeping this a 2v2 situation, keeping Kairos back in the base. Zutter over here to the right. Boo doesn't really have to worry too much about Zutter. He has that Kraken at the ready, and if he does die, he has all that special saber to make sure that he still has a Kraken at the ready. Kraken straight. Yep, there it is. Yeah. And let's see what ends up happening. Zutter is going to move back, and oh no, a shooter's going to push up on Boo. He almost gets a crazy... No, 1v4. Someone stops the Rainmaker. That was huge.
Yeah, I don't know who... Okay, but Octopop's going to go ahead and fire this now. They're going to force him to that... We'll see now. A couple of bombs could come in. We'll see what specials they have. This is going to come down to, do they have the specials to get the kill? Octopop's working into a pretty solid situation here as the stealth jump comes in. They got the... Back. Someone grabbed the Rainmaker there and reset it, and that's actually huge because even though they're down 1v3, they still have to pop the Rainmaker.
They have to take the time to do that,
yeah.
They need to get the 14. If he kills this loon right now, it's a big deal.
Oh my goodness.
That is going to be it. So that is going to be the bronze match. Lost Faction is going to take home not take home, they will eventually receive this copy of Splatoon 2. We don't get it early, unfortunately. We're not good enough friends with Nintendo yet. We gotta send them some gifts around Christmas or something. I don't know. Hey, Bill Trennan, do you want to give me a copy of Splatoon 2 as well? Either way, very, very nice. I suppose that only the team that goes to E3 out of this is going to be able to get Splatoon 2 early. Third place going to get Splatoon 2, just not early. Great job to both teams. Fourth place as well for Kairos is a big deal. This is one of the biggest, more important tournaments that we've had with all this the support that we've been getting from Nintendo, helping us promote this and letting the teams come to E3. That's really awesome. Letting Battlefy do that. But yeah, good job to everybody that's gotten this far. we are done with the bronze match. So the only match left is grand final.